Sometimes and often, truth is stranger than fiction, and this is just one of those movies where you really wouldn't believe it if it didn't actually happen, and that makes, the movie that this is like a movie that people used to make. It's like a throwback, and not enough people make these kinds of movies anymore, and so I was just so excited to be part of the group that was like, let's go make a movie. Let's go make like a real movie that people used to make, and so that's why.
I mean, it's a dream cast. I've been wanting to work with Channing Tatum for 20 years. I think he's just one of the best actors out there. I think he can do anything. I think he can do love stories. I think he can do dramas. I think he can do action. I think he can do comedy. And one of the things I wanted to do with Roofman is kind of put him in like a dream role for him where he could show all those sides of himself and be kind of like the full movie star that he is. And then Kirsten Dunst has been I've been just a fan. We all are a fan of her. She's a living legend, one of our great American actors, and it was just a dream to work with her. And everyone else in the film was like, I'm blessed. I worked with casting director Bonnie Timmerman, who's a legend in the business too, and we just put together basically my dream cast, and everyone said yes, and we had just a ball together on set. And I think you can feel it in the movie. I think you can feel how warm and fun, how much fun everyone had making this movie.
Jeff is a absolutely extraordinary human. Like I know that yes, he's done wrong things, but I don't know who hasn't exactly. I love playing characters, and I love characters in general in life. I love giving those people an understanding, giving them grace, and trying to understand how they made those bad decisions and why they made them. And I got to talk to Jeffrey a lot, and I just found myself I just really liked him. I really liked him as a human. He's been incarcerated for a very, very long time, and he still has warmth and optimism. And I don't know. I got him on a lot of levels that I could talk on and on and on about him. And I hope we did him justice. This movie is very funny, but it also has a giant heart to it, and it's going to pull on the heartstrings as well. Kirsten, though, she's the heart of the movie. We didn't get to meet until we walked on screen together, and as soon as we locked eyes, we were just like, oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be nice. So, Kirsten she can't not be honest. She is exactly who she is, and you cannot change her. She's warm, she's smart, she will hold you to what you say. She does not suffer fools, and I love her to death.
There was a lot of grace in this film, and I thought it was a very human, beautiful story, and I knew that with Derek's sentiment and the way he likes to see things, it would feel very alive. And so he made a movie that really speaks to the heart and humanity in a really beautiful way, I think. Yeah, the cast is, working with Chan, Peter, I love. Peter and I were born in the same hospital in New Jersey, so we're tight.
Well, first and foremost, I got to sit down and meet Derek, and he was just incredible. He's such a force of nature in terms of his artistic vision, his talent, his craftsmanship as a filmmaker, so I was excited for that. The cast was exceptional. That was a huge draw. Channing, who does not disappoint in this film at all. He's really quite exceptional, along with Kirsten, who is just fantastic. Actors who I respect, people who really enjoy the craft of storytelling, of art making. Pete Dinklage, Lakeith, Peter Dinklage, Lakeith Stanfield, Juno Temple, Ben Mendelsohn, who I love. It was just an embarrassment of riches when it came to the story, and that it had this heart, but also a heartbeat, if that makes sense to it, that I thought was really exciting, an incredible story, and it felt like one of those films that we all used to see and make, and it inspired me to want to see those films again. I think the twist of the film for me was the pursuit of right, and for everybody in the film. You're really watching everybody trying to get life right, and then realizing that it's a lot harder than it seems, whether that's with love, whether that's carving a new path for yourself, whether that's how to exist within your workspace and environment. People are really trying to get it right. And then I think also the other part about the story that was interesting was, who do we call a bad guy? How do you define the bad guy, because the bad guy is Robin Hooding, but then you come across some other characters who are doing some not so great things in their own station, and I think it really pushes and pulls against that in an interesting way.
I think it really rides a really great balance of being really funny and fun, but it has a lot of levity too. It's about a good guy with a good heart who makes a lot of bad decisions, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. These are really difficult times, and we're all doing what we can to provide, and it is what it is.
I think ultimately it is a story about redemption and about forgiveness and about accepting people no matter how big their mistakes are. So, I think that's the message underneath all that.